evening. Welcome. I'm Susan Danilo, and I'm proud to be a founding member of the Trustees Council of Penn Women and one of its former chairs. Tonight, we honor Penn alumna Dr. Louise Mirror with our Beacon Award on the occasion of TCPW's 30th anniversary. Louise is the president and CEO of one of New York's cultural and intellectual treasures, the New York Historical Society, where she has worked tirelessly and brilliantly to make history matter for millions of visitors from around the world. Later this month, she'll be opening the groundbreaking Center for Women's History within New York Historical. The Beacon Award is TCPW's highest honor. It is given to an outstanding woman, man, or institution who or which has displayed leadership in furthering the advancement of women through the dedicated pursuit of and commitment to issues affecting women with results that advance the status of women. Hearing these criteria, it's not difficult to understand why Penn's president, Dr. Amy Gutmann, is one of the recipients of the 12 Beacon Awards given to date. The audience understands how fortunate Penn is to have Amy here and that she's going to continue her presidency through 2020 to 2022. This will make her the longest standing president in Penn's history. Dr. Gutmann is an internationally renowned leader in higher education and is a prominent advocate for increased access to higher education, innovation based on interdisciplinary collaboration, and the transformative impact of universities locally, nationally, and globally. She's also credited with the vibrant transformation of Penn's campus and for elevating Penn's position as a national leader in education and in research. Her appointments as chair of the President's Commission on Bioethics during the Obama administration and as chair of the Association of American Universities is reflective of the esteem in which she is held and which the University of Pennsylvania is viewed. It's actually a very similar focus on innovation, inclusion, engagement, and highly impactful outcomes that has defined Louise Mirror's tenure at the New York Historical Society. And I speak knowingly about Louise and Amy's leadership and their accomplishments, having been very fortunate to serve as a Penn trustee for 10 years and a present trustee at New York Historical. By the way, it turns out that Louise and I were classmates at Penn. We put this together very soon after first being introduced by another fellow TCPW former chair, Judy Berkowitz, about 10 years ago. I simply cannot think of a more perfect person to give Louise her Beacon Award than Dr. Amy Gutmann. Both Amy and Louise assumed their presidencies in 2004. Both have transformed their institutions in the most profoundly positive and forward-looking ways, and both are visionary leaders who happen to be incredibly smart blondes. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Amy Gutmann.
Whoa. Thank you, Susan, so much. And also, it's good to hear smart and blonde go together, right? Thank you. So it's great to see you all here. There are a group of you I saw recently over a most uncommon Penn event, which was celebrating shoes in New York. Shoes created by a Penn alum, Stuart Weitzman, actually. But this is a very meaningful occasion because it is, in some sense, a double celebration. Anniversaries are a great time to reflect on achievements and to reaffirm goals. And this year's is a big one as we mark the 30th anniversary of the Trustees Council of Penn Women. Since 1987, you have advocated for and empowered women. You are the first organization of your kind in higher education, and I'm so proud of that. And I dare say, even though I didn't know it at the time that I accepted the Penn presidency, a large part of why I was so proud to become Penn's president was the groundwork that this organization laid at Penn. And along the way of those 30 years, as Susan said, you have presented 12 Beacon Awards for Exceptional Leadership. I'm very, very touched, honored, proud to be one of those awardees, but I'm also extremely uplifted to know that among those luminaries are also Sandra Day O'Connor, Toni Morrison, Hillary Clinton, and the Honorable Midge Rendell, all of whom I admire greatly and count as good friends. It's just a wonderful reflection of what TCPW stands for and the uplifting nature of your mission. I should say of our mission. I mean, it's just fabulous. So today, we celebrate the 13th phenomenal woman leader to receive the Beacon Award, the president and CEO of the New York Historical Society and a Penn alumna of, yes, Susan, the great class of 1974, Dr. Louise Mirrer. So let's first give a big round of applause to the great class of 1974. So I have the great honor of saying a few words about Louise. So Louise accepted her post at the Historical Society in 2004, almost exactly 200 years after it opened as the first museum in New York City. That's amazing. What she found as she strode through the heavy front doors of the building on West 77th Street was an organization in great need of creative energy. Though a venerable landmark, the Society didn't top anyone's list of exciting destinations, truth be told, except for the scholars drawn to its renowned library. An extreme makeover was required, and Louise was just the woman for the job. Exciting, dynamic, and consequential to our present. Those are her words, exciting, dynamic, and consequential to our present. Those are Louise's words, a rallying cry to rebrand history and the Society. She wanted every visitor to leave knowing something they hadn't known before. True educational mission. The Society's three-word motto, making history matter, reflects her vision. From the outset, Louise placed special emphasis on the role of women. And now, in a few short weeks, the National Center for Women's History will open as the country's first permanent public exhibition and educational center dedicated solely to women's history. And that deserves a round of applause. The center will be the place to explore how women across the spectrum of race, class, and culture exercised power and brought about change, even before they could vote. So even though they couldn't vote, they still found ways through the force of their vision, personality, and organization to exercise power. This center's very existence will underscore that women's history is absolutely critical to a full understanding of America's past. This landmark initiative has Louise Mirrer's name stamped all over it. Throughout her tenure, she has been a change maker who knows a thing or two about being a leader. She knows that leaders come prepared. After graduating from Penn, Louise earned a double PhD from Stanford University and pursued a career as professor, scholar, and author. She held administrative posts in higher education for 20 years, most recently at the City University of New York, which itself is a great, iconic institution, where she was executive vice chancellor for academic affairs. Louise also knows that leaders aren't afraid to shake things up. She was an out-of-the-box choice to lead the Historical Society. But the board recognized Louise's inclination to challenge conventional wisdom and explore hitherto unexplored topics. Exhibitions with titles like, and I love these titles, Tattooed New York, Heroes in Gotham, and Lincoln and the Jews. They hint at a wide range of her interests. Louise has dramatically reframed not only the society's narrative, but also, quite literally, the front door. Let me explain. The main entrance was previously tucked away on a side street, but as part of an extensive $80 million renovation, Louise moved the entrance toward the grandeur of Central Park West, and life-size bronzes of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass now grace either side of the front door, champions of freedom and equality who send the inclusive message that all are welcome here. Finally, Louise knows that leaders are measured by their results. During her tenure, millions of people have come to what is now a cool, sought-after destination. In fact, since 2004, the number of visitors has more than quadrupled. As a scholar, university administrator, and visionary museum executive, Louise has modeled what it means to be a superb leader. So Louise, would you please join me here on the stage now so we can recognize you? So I'm going to read from the citation. As a distinguished professor and visionary academic, your imperative is to prepare students for the challenges of citizenship and community. You strongly believe that an informed citizenry can only be accomplished by a thorough understanding of U.S. history. Your curriculum changes have had a major impact on education for generations to come. You are the embodiment of our mission to advance the role of women and to inspire women to become leaders. It is with great pride that we present you with our highest tribute, the Trustees Council of Penn Women Beacon Award. Congratulations, Dr. Muir.
Thank you. So I am going to save my formal remarks, which will relate to women's history and what we're doing at New York Historical, for dinner. But I would like to say thank you so very much to President Gutman for those really overwhelming and overwhelmingly nice remarks of yours. I really, really appreciate them. I'm flattered beyond words. I'd like to acknowledge a great woman in the audience who is not a Penn graduate, but is just as good as any Penn girl. Our chair, the chair of our Board of Trustees, Pam Schaffler. And I want to say that the fact that Pam took time out of her busy schedule and made the effort to come to Philadelphia today, especially with the deluge of rain that we've had, is a mark of her terrific leadership. And the fact that she's a woman and we are partners in this new venture around women's history could not be more serendipitous or more fruitful for our project. I do have to say, when I heard that Judy Berkowitz and Susan Danilo wanted to have a conference call with me, my first instinct was, two trustees want to have a private call with me, I'm in trouble. So it was with some trepidation that I got on the phone with them, and with great relief, enormous relief, that the news was not only not bad, but it was really terrific. And that was followed on by congratulatory emails from Hildegard and Susanna and Lori. And I really, really appreciate that. I just want to say finally just a word about the class of 1974. I have two sons who are also Penn graduates, and the second one, the younger one, there was a Wharton pre-dinner among Wharton parents that I attended with my husband, and I commented that I had been a member of the College for Women at Penn. And all the parents around the table, this is my youngest son, so parents around the table were younger than I was, a lot younger than I was, and they all said, "You're kidding." They'd never heard of a college for women, and they couldn't believe that one ever existed. But let me tell you that when the class of '74 came to Penn, the ratio of men in the college to women in the college for women was 3 to 1. So that meant that we were 3 times as smart as any of the men, or more than 3 times as smart. It really was incredible. And let me also just say why I chose Penn. There are all these 7 sister colleges in my generation that were options, but my sister, who was 3 years older than I was, had told me that the smartest girl in her high school graduating class went to Penn. And right then and there, I decided that's where I'm going. And it was so much the right choice. And I'm I've been ever so proud of Penn since graduating. I got a fabulous education, and I could not be prouder today than to hear myself congratulated by a great woman president, which I could never have imagined in 1974. So thank you so much, President Gutman, and thank you to the rest of you as well.
So again, I would like to offer my heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Muir on receiving the Beacon Award, but most especially, really thank you for all your achievements and hard work on behalf of women, and we certainly look forward to going to the New York Historical Society to see that new exhibit. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And of course, many, many thanks to Dr. Gutman for being part of this very special TCPW event. We know you're busy, and we really appreciate your time. And also, thank you so much for everything you do on behalf of the great University of Pennsylvania. Really, your Compact 2020 has been our inspiration for our 30th anniversary, and we really believe that inclusion and impact and innovation especially are really part of our core mission. So thank you very much for that. And we look forward to the full presentation later in the evening, and we're now going to move to the beautiful rotunda. Enjoy the wonderful artwork and the beautiful atmosphere. So again, thank you very much and congratulations.